Hey, good morning to each and every one of you. I'm so glad that you chimed in to talk with Tillett today. I just wanted to share with you for a few moments about relationships. I don't know why it's heavy on my heart to share this with you, but I guess I've been thinking about it in terms of how we interact and encounter with friends, or how we encounter with people that we're seeking to have intimate relationship with, to develop into marriage. There are all kinds of different relationships, family relationships, the list kind of goes on and on. But I think when it comes to friendship and dating relationships, sometimes we don't spend the kind of time that is needed and necessary to really get to understand the person that we are attempting to bring into our lives. Have you ever purchased an automobile that looked good on the outside, but you discovered that it was a lemon because there was an issue with the engine and or the transmission? Have you ever had the opportunity of looking at a piece of jewelry in a store, and it looked like it was worth $1 million, but once you got a hold of it and you touched it, or you got closer to it and looked at it, you discovered that it was costume jewelry? There are a lot of things that look great on the outside, but have absolutely no substance on the inside. And one of the things that we must do as we seek to develop these relationships is really spend time getting to know the people that we are connecting to. There have been so many relationships and connections that people have had in life that they just jumped into because they saw a sister that they said is fine, or they saw a brother who had the six-pack and all of that, and eventually they discovered that they had a mess on their hands because they were too busy looking at what was on the outside, and they didn't spend enough quality time getting to know the person. And so this talk with Tillett today is about getting to know a person more intimately before we really jump into something that we consider to be serious. And even these friendship relationships, sometimes we jump right in, and all of a sudden, because they're so nice, we start to share all of this personal information, and the next thing you know, all your information is on social media. Everybody knows what's going on because we didn't spend that quality time really getting to know people. I think one of the things that I typically like to do as getting to know people is, I observe a lot. I watch people. I watch how people move. I watch how people do what they do. That helps me to kind of understand who a person really is, more so than the words that oftentimes comes out of their mouth. But then I also like to sit at the table, break bread, have some dialogue and conversation, and it helps you over a period of time to get to understand or to know how real a person is. And so what I'm really saying to you is, let's spend some quality time interacting and sharing with people, so that we really know what we're getting our hands on, and that we're not so excited about what we see on the outside that we really miss what's going on the inside. I must say this to you, and I'll say it like this. Some of us, we say, man, I like both. I want it to look good on the outside, and I want it to be right on the inside. Everybody wants that. I don't think there's a problem with that. I just want to make sure that it might look good on the outside, that what is a good on the outside is also what's happening on the inside as well. I was sharing with someone not long ago that BMWs are designed The wheels and tires are designed, or maybe it's the axle or how the car is designed, where the tires and rims, they kind of bow out. And I never really knew that. I discovered that probably maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I noticed that I was driving in my car, and all of a sudden my tire light came on, and it told me that it was time for me to get another tire. And I said, well, that can't be true, because the tire looked fine to me. It was fine. I mean, it had hardly no wear on it. But nonetheless, light was on. I took it in to the shop, told them what was going on. I tried to argue my case. Don't try to sell me any tires, because I can see clear that this tire is fine. I see the tread is on there. It looks good. Well, they took the car inside, they jacked it up, and the gentleman came in and got me and said, Mr. Tillett, will you come with me out into the service area? I said, absolutely. I walked out, the car was in the air. He took me underneath the car, pointed to the tires, and showed me that the tires were completely worn on the inside. As a matter of fact, it was so worn, I could see all of the metal on the inside of the tires, where the tires had been worn down. The two rear tires had been completely worn down, but the outside of the tires were in perfect condition. And the gentleman explained to me one of the reasons why BMW designs the cars the way they do is for handling purposes, so that if you move fast around a curve, the car is going to handle, because of the way the tires are bowing out. I had no idea. And so after purchasing the tires, one of the things that I learned is that I needed to start paying attention to the inside of the tire as much as I paid attention to the outside of the tire. Outside of the tire looked good, but once again, the inside didn't look good at all. It had completely worn. What am I saying to you today? I'm simply saying, as I've stated a few moments ago, that getting to know somebody is not just about what someone looks like on the outside, but it's about what's going on the inside. You can be just like me. You can be tricked. You can be duped to believe that everything is fine on the outside because of what it looks like, what I thought the tire looked like on the outside. But when I started to investigate and started to look into it, I discovered that the tire was worn on the inside. Worn on the inside, meaning that it was no good. And so let me just say this to you as we bring this to a close. Make sure, as you are developing relationships, whether it's somebody that you're interested in dating, somebody that you're looking for as a friend, make sure that you're not only looking at the exterior, but that you're also looking at the interior as well. Because my brothers and sisters, what's on the inside is far more important than what's on the outside. I know you want somebody fine, and you want somebody with the six-pack, and you want all that great stuff on the outside, fine, dandy, and good. If you get them both, that's great. But make sure that you are investigating what's on the inside, so that your relationship can run smooth as you look to develop this wonderful relationship in the future. Not to say that there are not going to be difficulties and rocky moments, but you certainly do know what you get in your hands on when you're able to know what's on the inside of a person. That's my time for today. I don't know why I wanted to share that with you today. Usually, around February is when I start talking about relationships, because it's Valentine's Day. But I just thought that it would be good for me to share that with you today, because we're all looking at relationships. We're all in relationships. Some of us are even coming out of them. And a lot of it has to do with what a person is like on the inside. So get to know somebody on the inside really good so that you can move forward in a positive, powerful, and a productive relationship. God bless you. Look forward to seeing you again with Talk with Tillett on next week.